Dear beloved friends at Indian Falls Church, thank you all for this opportunity to share how I was called into missions so long ago. In case you don't know me, I'm Conrad Phelps, member of Wycliffe Bible Translators, serving in Peru since 1969. Thank you very much for your support over so many years. You have been such an important part of our lives. I cannot thank you enough. Well, here's how it all began. As I grew up in the Methodist church in Arcade, I learned about the love of God for the people of the world and what the Bible has to say to our lives. We always read the upper room at home, and I had godly parents. My father was brought up in this church. I was aware of missions, but could not see myself in that role. I thought, no way. I was unsure about my faith. After high school, I attended the older youth weekends at Camp Asbury every year. Just before my junior year in college, I came to a living faith in God. During a dramatic presentation of the Great Divorce, I came to an overwhelming belief and trust in Him. This was a play based on a short book by C.S. Lewis. My call into mission slowly developed after that. I began reading the Bible with faith and renewed interest. I was struck by these words of Jesus, who said, "Whoever seeks to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it." That's amazing. My Aunt Esther Shaw, not knowing what was going on in my mind, sent me a gift of a pen with this written on it: "Only one life, 'twill soon be past. Only what's done for Christ will last." Well, that gave me a lot to think about. At the time, I was majoring in the Russian language and realized that I could learn a difficult language. So I began to seek God's will for my life. I heard about the unwritten languages that needed a linguist to analyze them, to develop literacy, and to translate the New Testament into those languages. It seemed like a wonderful thing to do, but there were so many challenges in order to do this. Little by little, people encouraged me. Missionaries and Wycliffe Bible translators explained to me how to go for it. I wondered and wondered, could I really become a missionary? I felt inadequate. And so it was 3 years of prayer for this question. Wycliffe sent me a booklet entitled, "Your Training or You." In other words, what does God want to use, my training or me? Of course, He wants me. I had worked hard learning Russian, and going with Wycliffe meant leaving that behind me. The year was 1964. There was no chance of doing Bible translation in Russia. I studied linguistics under Wycliffe teachers, and they encouraged me. A year at Houghton College studying the Bible gave me much encouragement too. Many people around here encouraged me to go for it. People such as my parents, my relatives in this church, and people in other churches. Then I went to Wycliffe's jungle training camp in Mexico. And coming through that, I felt much better prepared for the physical and spiritual challenges. I was ready to go to Peru, but then came a big discouragement. I was drafted into the U.S. Army and was sent to Vietnam. But even there, I met a man who encouraged me a lot. He was a doctor, strong Christian, and it was a miracle, really, that we met. And as it all turned out, all things worked together for good. When troubles came, I hung on to these words of Jesus. In this world you will have tribulation, but cheer up, I have overcome the world. So I kept moving along and came to Peru. As long as the doors were opening before me, I was determined not to give up. When I met and married Irma, that was the final confirmation of my call to be a missionary in Peru. So that's how I got started. Over the years, God has given me many ways to serve Him and the Quechua people of Peru. He has been with us all these years, and I can only praise Him. To God be the glory. I love Him and love you.